Hello and welcome to the LWI online leadership learning experience. The purpose of this is to explain exactly how each of the modules work, and I'm going to take you through each of the different methods of providing that learning, some visual, some written, some you get to experience. Now, as you'll see up on screen, this is the first module, the foundation module, Discipline 1, Responsibility is Yours. And you'll see here that there are a number of tabs: Snapshot, Watch, Read, Do, Assess, and Act. And each of those provides you with that different learning style on this particular discipline of responsibility is yours. Now, the courses and modules that are available are down the right-hand side, and you can flick from one to the other as you proceed. Now, as you go through the LWI experience, you'll see that nothing is compulsory. Your very first taste of autonomy as a leader is that you choose the components that will add to your leadership ability. And while the disciplines and principles are in a predetermined order, you may go to any topic that interests you. But we're going to focus here on Discipline 1, Responsibility is Yours. Now, the pace that you conduct your LWI learning experience is up to you, but we would encourage you very strongly to do one discipline per week. So in 15 weeks, you've been able to do each of the disciplines and principles associated with LWI Foundation. Okay, let's look in some detail then at what is available to you. The first thing we have is the overview of the module. We call it the Snapshot. It's a little amount of information that just gives you an idea, and in order to entice you to either start this module or go to another one that may interest you. We recommend strongly that you go through the disciplines and principles in the order provided, but as we said before, it's completely up to you. Okay, so that's the snapshot or overview, if you like. Now, the watch is a video, and the video for each module gives you an instant understanding of each of the disciplines and principles. Now, this one for Discipline 1, Responsibility of Yours is about 11.5 minutes long, and basically it will take you through in detail what this subject is all about. Now, the video really is the flagship of the learning experience, and we encourage you that where you want to go deep on a particular discipline, where you want to develop habitual patterns, then you watch the video as many times as you want to. Remember, you have 12 months access to this particular module, so you go deep on it in order to get the understanding you need. Moving on then is an excerpt from my book, The Leader Who Inspires, and chapter 1 is Responsibility is Yours, of course. You can zoom in and read this particular chapter to your heart's content, and again it provides you with elaboration and further understanding, but in a written form of what this discipline is about, taking responsibility. So we've got an overview, a video, and an excerpt from the book, The Leader Who Inspires. Then there's a workbook. Now, in this workbook, there's a number of quotes. There's some important notes. I'm just flicking through slowly to give you an idea of what's normally contained in a workbook. Then there's some questions that might be asked of you that relate to the video that you watched. Some more quotes, some exercises, really thinking deeply about the idea of, in this case, taking responsibility. And specifically here, we're talking about a victim versus ownership. More exercises, so you're getting an in-depth understanding and you're starting to apply it or start to think about how it might apply to your workplace. So I do encourage you, the workbook's only 6 pages long, and it provides you with a really good understanding of the subject, in this case, responsibility is yours. Okay, now we're getting to the business end of the learning experience. We've got an overview, we've watched a video, we've done some reading, we've done an exercise. Now we're starting to apply it to the workplace, and that is with an assessment, and I'll show you that now. In some of the disciplines and principles, there is an inspiration scale, which is a self-assessment. and an assessment of your workplace, a cultural assessment. Now in Discipline 1, I'm going to show you both of those. And what they provide is two competing statements where you can assess your own performance in different areas. In the blue here is the self-assessment. You're then able to email the results of that to yourself, and then you are provided with that email that includes the results of what you have assessed, as well as some tips on what to do about it. Now, coming down the bottom, remember I said there's also an assessment of your current work environment. Again, you can do the culture assessment, and you can answer those questions about your current work environment. And of course, this is all about a call to action. You've assessed yourself, you've assessed your organization. Now, what are you going to do about it? And that leads us to the final tab, which is the learning cycle. Learn, act, reflect, adjust. You download a Word document here and you're able to fill out the table. What have I learned? What am I going to do about it? There's a delay in time. You reflect on what you've done. Did it work? What could work better? And you adjust your behavior, and so you go around the circle. The LWI learning cycle is an important underpinning of the LWI experience. Remember, this is a practical program. So you've got information up the front here, and up the back you've got action, about taking action. I encourage you to do so. Okay, so that's Discipline 1, responsibility is yours. Snapshot, video, excerpt from Leader Who Inspires, workbook, a self-assessment and a workplace assessment, and action planning to turn it all into transforming you from a motivated or aspiring manager to a leader of prominence. Thanks for listening.